What's good, y'all? Broadcasting live. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? Salute to y'all. Archangel, salute to you in the building, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for tapping in, my brother. I really appreciate it. Tonight is going to be a really good one. I got something very important to talk about. I wasn't going to even do this, the Donald Trump thing, but he said something crazy, man. So I've been trying not. I don't. A lot of this stuff like the Donald Trump situations and things like that, I try not to deal with because a lot of the political stuff it's polarizing like religion, and a lot of the political stuff is not gonna is nothing we can really do about it anyway, man. So oh man, they got the warnings on there. That's crazy. So look, we're talking about this Trump Epstein file situation tonight, y'all. And we got to talk about it, man. Let me play my intro real quick so I'm gonna let a few people come in so I get started, man. Let's go, man. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Some don't know the effects they have on others when everything that we do affects our younger brothers and sisters. To me it seems that the facts have missed us. Who will be there to reach down to hug and kiss us? Frankly, the current state that we're in needs to be discussed. Self-respect is a must. We need to tone down the lust, avoiding the fact that it provides a pleasant rush. But who in this world can you trust? The answer to that is yourself. Don't take what that man says off the bat. Pick that book up off the shelf. That don't mean not to trust. That means to take what he said, think about it, and then come back and discuss. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Change up the world for the boys and the girls, because if we don't change it up, we ain't gonna make it in this world. We need to focus on the present and think less about the past, cause if we keep it up like this, then that's gonna be our fucking man. You gotta know just where you're coming from to get where you're going, so get on your search for knowledge, cause there's power in knowing. We need to pick up more books and read them cover to cover, and after you get the information, pass it to your brother, spread it to the whole world. If you know it ain't fake, you'll be surprised the difference in this world that one man can make. There's good and bad in everybody, but you gotta bounce it out. And if we all found that, we change the world, no doubt. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good, man? It's your big homie, Big Bad, man, and this is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. I definitely, graciously, humbly appreciate y'all, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get straight to it, man. So today we're gonna be talking about Donald Trump, man, and we're talking about a little bit more than him, but we're talking about Donald Trump, man. I got to talk about Trump saying the Epstein files is a hoax. I got to talk about. I'm going to talk about Nicki Minaj did a little speech in front of the United Nations.
I'm gonna talk about a lot of different things. I'm gonna break down a lot of different things, man. Now, if you're new to the channel, you're not gonna want to miss any more of these lives. Hit the subscribe button and please stick around. Um, let's go, man. So first and foremost, we're talking about Trump. Let me play this clip. I got to show y'all this clip before we even get into it, man, because they're talking about releasing the Epstein files and they're potentially gonna release the Epstein files. Woohoo to all the Americans who cared. See, because there's a lot of Americans who say, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Let me explain to y'all something first and foremost. If they release the Epstein files, they're not going to fully release all the information. So if they put it like this, they've had months and months and months and months to skim through and pick what was doable and viewable and not. So now we're at this situation where they're talking about releasing it, and they're also releasing some emails which we've already seen. Some of us have already seen these emails. They're releasing these, re-releasing some of these emails, and right now it seems like they're doing it for the purpose of polarization. Because let's go, let me show y'all. It seems like the government is using the releasing of this Epstein files as polarization, aka they want to divide us a little bit more with this. They're gonna say the Democrats did it, the Republicans did it. Let's let this shit go. Let's let it play. I thank y'all for tuning in, man. Let's go.
I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because honest. So I'm for any. I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time.
So there you go. Donald Trump is calling the Epstein files a hoax. Let me play it again so we can hear it.
I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time.
All right, there we go. Donald Trump has basically said
I don't. They can do whatever they
he
want.
said it's a hoax, right? Meaning he's not saying it's fake. He's saying basically by him saying it's a hoax, he's saying the Democrats are releasing what they're releasing to promote whatever they're trying to promote. Like they're gonna spin the narrative on however they want to spin it based on what information they release. You see what I'm saying? Now really and realistically, I'm not opposed to Trump saying what he said. But Trump's hands are not totally clean. And I'm not going to try to demonize Donald Trump. I'm not. This isn't a I hate Donald Trump speech. This isn't an anti-America speech. What I'm about to show you and talk to y'all about is the polarization and the use of propaganda for control and to spin narratives and shit. Now, first and foremost, we're at a pivotal point in life right now where they were talking about releasing these Epstein files before Donald Trump became the president. They were waving this above our heads for about the last few years. For one, the Epstein files are from like 2011 and 10 and 9 and 7. And this shit is from like 10, 15 years ago. So it's not nothing new, first off. Secondly, hold up. Secondly, even if we all knew about who was on the Epstein files and who committed what crime, it's not like we as a people are gonna do anything about it. It's like, to be honest with y'all, a lot of people want to know about the Epstein files just because they're being nosy. I'm just gonna keep it real. You know, a lot of Americans are just want to be nosy, so they want to hear who's on the files. They released the names on the files like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and it was about 300 names on there. You had everybody from Oprah to Michael Jackson to motherfucking Donald Trump to Chris Tucker to so many thousands of A-list or hundreds of A-list celebrities. So if y'all are talking about Epstein files and this and that, my nigga, some of these crimes have been done. Now, any crime against a child is the most serious crime in the world, first and foremost. Any crime committed against a child is the most serious thing that I think. Crimes against children are worse than murders. I think crimes against children are worse than those are the worst crimes you can commit. You know, I've been abused as a child, and it's the worst thing you can go through because you're kind of helpless and hopeless. There's nothing you can do. So if anybody's victimized children, they need to go to hell and jail, straight up. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm not talking about, see, what y'all want to hear is Donald Trump allegedly gave Bill Clinton some head. I'm not going to talk about shit that I don't know. This is what y'all want to do. Y'all want to go on smear campaigns because you're frustrated with your life and you're angry and aggravated by the conditions of America and this and that, but you're not doing anything to change it. You just want to be angry and nosy and have somebody to hate on. So first and foremost, y'all ain't even worrying about the victims and the children. You know, a lot of people ain't even worried about the victims and the children. Well, the rumor, I'm gonna tell you, bona fide, the rumor is going around, and I'm not saying this is true because I don't think it is true, but the rumors going around there was saying allegedly in the Epstein files, somebody was saying Donald Trump gave Bill Clinton some head. Now, I don't believe it. Allegedly, I don't believe that shit is true. But that's what allegations are going around. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not worried about that. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about two grown men's sexuality. That's not what I'm here for. There's bigger agendas being pushed than this bull crap Epstein shit. See, while the Epstein files are being released, there's a push going around the world for this one world government. While the Epstein files are being released and pushed, there's a push going around the world for this digital ID. While the Epstein files are being pushed and shown, dangled in your face like a fucking dollar on a string, there's real things going on. No, there's real things going on. So let me speak about what's really going on. First, I'm gonna show a real American. Let me show this American patriot real quick. American patriot.
I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people, whom we serve as representatives here in Congress, demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the fight, the real fight, will happen after that.
No, see, I don't listen. Listen to what she said. Listen.
I was called a traitor.
For one, I don't even know her name. And this is a real American patriot. I don't know her name. But she said something true. She said, listen to what she said.
A man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me.
She said the fucking most patriotic statement I heard all day. She said the most patriotic statement I heard all day. This woman made me proud, man. Salute to this woman, man. She said, a true patriot stands up for their people and their country. Listen, I can't even say it as good as she fucking said it. I'm buzzing like a bumblebee. Let me say what she said.
Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you.
No, I'm not even going to pay none of y'all losers attention. You're laughing because I got the mark of Buddha on my forehead. That's the difference between people. Y'all listen. Let's go.
You that this only became possible today because the American people,
the people,
whom we serve,
the people,
as representatives here in Congress, demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files.
Hold on, let me say that again, girl.
Is an American that serves the United States of America. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American.
Did you hear what she said? She said a traitor is somebody who serves foreign countries and they self. But a patriot is a motherfucking president who serves his people and his country. Are y'all, you get what I'm saying? Do we see what's really going on? This nigga done went and kissed. Hold on. Black people, Hispanic people, white people, we voted Donald Trump in. Americans voted Donald Trump in. Hardworking Hispanics voted Donald Trump in. Hardworking black people voted Donald Trump in. Hardworking white people voted Donald Trump in. And what did he turn around when he got in office? Hold on. Did Donald Trump... Hold on. Watch this. Hold on, hold on. Look, look at this shit, man. Now, I love and I respect bruh. But look, 4 hours ago, Donald Trump just had a meeting with the Prince of Saudi Arabia. 4 hours ago, Donald Trump just had a meeting with the Prince of Saudi Arabia. A few hours ago, earlier today. For one, it's good to have worldwide connections. That's good. We're supposed to be on the worldwide stage. We're not just America, woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what about us? This man doing all kind of shit for everybody else. And the only thing he's talking about doing for Americans, because I haven't seen him do anything except for kick people out and put the boot down. Other than putting the boot down on Americans, I mean on illegals and American criminals, the only thing I've seen, that's the only thing I've seen him do. But the only thing he's talking about doing is giving payments of $2,000 to Americans. Now let me explain to y'all something. You can't do shit with $2,000. You can't do shit with $2,000. Your life cannot and will not and won't change with $2,000. These people are, he just talked to the Prince of Saudi Arabia. They're talking billions. They're not talking millions, hundreds of millions. They're talking trillions. They're talking billions. They're talking land trade. They're talking resource trade, financial trade. They're talking international trade. They're not talking about thousands of dollars. They're not talking about small shit like peanuts. They're making so much money. I just showed y'all. Listen, let me show y'all something. I just did this last week and I'll do it again. I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. How much money does NASA bring in every year? Hold on, let me turn this up. Hold on. Gemini, how much money does NASA bring in? Hello? How much money does NASA bring in every year?
NASA is a U.S. federal agency, so it receives funding as an annual budget appropriated by the U.S. Congress. It does not bring in money like a business. For fiscal year FY 2024, NASA's enacted budget was $24.9 billion, and the president's FY 2025 budget request was $25.4 billion.
All right, so they're bringing in upward of $25 billion a year. 24 billion, 25 billion. Let me show y'all something. We all know, if you don't know anything about NASA, NASA is the biggest crock of bullshit in the world. You can say whatever you want. I believe what I believe. I've seen what I've seen. I know what I know. NASA is one of the biggest crocks of bullshit in the world. So these people are playing video games, playing mind games, playing games, and they're bringing in $24 billion a year. Let's do the math. How many American citizens are there? 300.
The total population of the United States, which includes American citizens and non-citizens, is estimated to be around 347 million, as of late 2025.
All right. So look, 347 million, right? Let's do the math. How much is $24 billion divided by 347 million people?
$24 billion divided by 347 million is approximately 69.16. Here is the calculation. If the $24 billion were, for example, a total amount of money, and the 347 million were people, the result would be $69.16 per person.
$69. Oh, hold on. If the 21 billion. Let me do that math. Hold on. $69. Oh, it's 69. Oh no, that's pretty damn good. Hold on. Let me do the math on this then. Hold on. That's pretty good. They're not doing. Hold on. $2,000 times 347 million people.
The result of 2,000 times 347 million people is 694 billion people.
$694 billion. Hold on. That's all right. Let me shut up. Let me shut up on the money part then. Hold on. Hold on. No, let me shut up on the money part. They're all right. I'm not mad at $2,000, but I'm not mad at $2,000. I'm not even going to complain about that. But because, hey, that is a handout. But that's not a lot of money. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. No. I'm in reality. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I wasn't trying to prove a point. I was just trying to do the math. I'm just trying to see the numbers. And that's about right. So it's like $69 they're giving. If they break that down, $70 a person. Yeah, that ain't shit. Yeah, that ain't shit. Okay, so I understand that. All right, so let's get to this let's get to this part right here, because Nicki Minaj today. Let's talk about this.
It is an honor. It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the.
Let me put my speaker back on. Thank y'all for tuning in as well. Hold on. All right, here we go.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank.
Hey, no, listen, y'all. Big Betty is not in delusion world. I'm not trying to speak against somebody, and I won't bend the truth to try to make a point. I'm not in disillusion. I'm just being honest and thinking maybe they could have done better. But no, that's good. If they want to break niggas off 2,000, that's good. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking the money wasn't moneying, but no, the math was mathing. So yeah, no, I respect the game. So look, right here we got Nicki Minaj, who is a rapper, who's an entertainer, who's a public figure, and somebody brought her to speak at the United Nations about the violence against Christians in Nigeria, right? And I'm gonna say something, because I know people in Africa. I have friends in Africa. I know people in Africa. I'm in communication with Africans all the time. Thank you for that gift, sweetheart. I appreciate you for that gift. Thank you so much. Look, I have friends in Africa. I know people in Africa and stuff like that. So, I'm literally. Let me let her speak, because we got to talk about this shit. We got to talk about this.
It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
To shine a spotlight
on
the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. We're way beyond thinking or expecting or assuming for, the person sitting next to you to have the exact same beliefs. We're beyond that. That's ridiculous. But that shouldn't make one person feel less safe than anyone in any room. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart. And entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs. That this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I will continue to stand for that for the rest of my life. I will care if anyone, anywhere, is being persecuted for their beliefs. Thank you.
Now, first and foremost, let's break this down. First and foremost, America has never cared about nobody's motherfucking religion. America's never cared about nobody's rights. We go to places around the world and we blow people's asses off in the name of whatever we deemable. We're blowing people off right now and deeming them terrorists because they got drugs for sale. We're blowing people up right now and deeming them terrorists because they oppose political and economical beliefs. Like, bro, y'all have to understand something. And you can believe what you want to believe. I'm not trying to make you believe anything. I'm trying to just present the truth to you. America is a country that uses propaganda in order to promote and push agendas. We all know actors, entertainers, and celebrities are not fucking politicians. We all know actors, entertainers, and celebrities are not leaders. They're not none of that. We're just living in a broken society so bad to where they can bring a Nicki Minaj to the United Nations to try to use her fame, her celebrity, her public status to promote and push a war. Because if y'all haven't been listening, Trump has been talking about going in Africa and using military action against Africans. What y'all may not realize, and you might not know because you might not be into African politics, Africa, some African countries have been standing firm and standing up against European colonial politicians. A lot of African countries have been standing up against European colonialism. They're tired of it. They're sick of it. They literally been telling each other and communicating with each other. We have the internet. They literally have been standing up and saying, hey, we don't need the British to tell us what to do no more. We don't need you to do no more. We don't need you to tell us what to do with our gold. We don't need your hand in our fucking gold. Plenty of examples. We have Ibrahim Traore. Let's go. Hold on. What y'all have to understand, because let me explain to you something. In places like Burkina Faso, there's a place in Africa called Burkina Faso, a country, and the government has took a new turn. They got a new president named Ibrahim Traore, and it's took a new turn. And Ibrahim Traore has kicked out all foreign aid. He did take financial help from certain countries, but he kicked out most foreign aids. He's telling them we can do this ourselves. We don't need y'all here. We don't need y'all there. We don't need y'all this. No, see, no. Listen, I'm giving you an example of what I'm telling you. They've been kicking the Americans and the colonialists out, saying we don't need you, we don't want you, we don't need you. You have places like Ethiopia that's been independent. Ethiopia is one of the only countries in Africa that's not ran or have any European colonialistic impact on it. Ethiopia is a pure sovereign nation in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So when Ibrahim Traore was telling the African Americans, because look it up, and Ibrahim Traore, he's been telling them African Americans, you can come to the Gambia. And yes, hit that like button, y'all. Ibrahim Traore, thank you for that ice cream. Thank you for that gift, sweetheart. Ibrahim Traore has been telling African Americans, you can come to Africa and you can make this your home. He's now saying, come to Africa, and he's offering free homes. They're offering full assimilation, full citizenship, full peace and positivity and prosperity. They're offering a safe, peace, positive place for black people to come live. See, what people don't realize, yes, America was black before everybody came over here and killed everybody. Yes, everybody was black, and America was a predominantly black country before everybody came over here and colonized and killed everybody. We understand the world was a black continent. The world was black before everybody came over here and colonized and killed everybody. We understand world history if you understand world history. But now we're living in a time where America, over the last few years, due to the world, like the lockdowns, the way that they handled the lockdowns, the way that they handled those the viruses, the way that they handled that, a lot of people had a bad taste for this country, and a lot of people have left. You know, a lot of people left this country, left America. A lot of people are able to make money online now. A lot of people are able to make money remotely now, so they can take the money from America and live abroad. Just like a lot of people come to America to take our money to live abroad. So a lot of Americans have adopted and realized that they can go live in Thailand. They can go live in here. They can go to Africa. They can live here. They can do that. But here in America, it's getting harder and harder and harder and harder for us to achieve our freedom, our land of freedom. It's harder in America, becoming so progressively harder for us to achieve peace and prosperity like we need. You know, it's so hard for us to achieve that. So We've been getting told, come to Africa, come this, come that. And guess what? What do we have going on right now? They're trying to make, they're not trying, they're making the digital IDs. Exactly. Production companies been leaving, all that. Look, Donald Trump's so desperate to make America great again. They've been telling other people they can come build their companies here and get no taxes and get stipends and benefits and extra money and benefits. Because guess why? They're desperate to bring this country back. And what I'm saying, yes, it is good to bring this country back, and I hope they do, because this country's failing. But to be honest, they're trying to save this country because people are leaving this bitch and don't want to live this American nightmare no more. You got people who fought in the military who get their arm blown off and come back and nobody wants to do anything with them. They just give them crack and tell them to get out the way. You got veterans who can't get help. You got old people who work their whole lives and they work 70 years, 60 years, 55, 70 years, and they can't even fucking retire. In America, you can't stop working. In America, you can't sit under a tree. See, I'm going to tell y'all something. They like to talk shit about Africans and talk shit about people around the world like they're lazy, they don't want to do nothing. We're not supposed to be doing nothing. I don't think y'all understand that shit. You're not supposed to be doing anything in this world. Facts, Big C. C said the government was shut down and ICE was still getting paid. Exactly. Look, Big C said this might cut deep, but I feel like they're only going to following Paul's teachings of Paul's Christianity. Let me tell you something, man. Christianity itself is fake. So listen, most of the wars in world's history were fought under the guise of religion. Most of the world's wars and bloodshed was fought because of fake religions. They've been manipulating the people of the world with these fake religions for so long and making them kill each other and unalive each and do the worst things to each other. Let me explain to you something. How do you think God would sanction bloodshed, murder, and dismemberment? No, it's not the Muslims. It's the Christians. The Christians have been issuing warfare on the planet for decades, centuries. Let's go. Since y'all don't know nothing, I gotta teach y'all every goddamn thing since y'all act like y'all don't know nothing. It ain't no Muslim, it's the goddamn Christians. The Christians were running around the world slaughtering Muslims because they were jealous that nobody was bowing down to their fake religion. No, it ain't the Muslims. If it was the Muslims, why is Donald Trump holding hands with the Muslims right now? Shut y'all's ass up. Let's go, man. Let me show you. It's not no Muslims. Let's talk about the Christian Crusades. Since y'all don't know American history and world history, let Big Daddy bring you into world history. Let me show y'all some breakdowns of the Christian Crusades. Let's fucking go. Let's go. And you better get ready.
In November 1095, Pope Urban II called for a crusade during the Council of Clermont, promising knights forgiveness of sins and rewards, freeing their Christian brothers suffering under Muslim control. Around 60,000, including 6,000 knights, gathered by August 15, 1096. Their mission, to reclaim the Holy...
Hold up. Did you hear what he said? These motherfuckers lied to their people and said their sins that they commit during the battle will be forgiven by God if they fight and kill the Muslims. No, under Muslim control means, guess what? Black people were the majority. You don't understand. We're under Christian control now because Christians are the majority now. Christians fought for 800 some years to destroy and dismember everybody until they were the majority. They put pure barbarism onto the planet until everybody became Christian. Let's go.
The second called for a crusade.
I'm going to show you. This was damn. No, I'm not. See, what Islam should fight for their fucking right to survive. You got Islamic people throwing rocks, and Christians are coming around with Tomahawk missiles and Warhawk fucking, man, shut up, man. Let's go. Let's talk about the history. Let's go. History time. Let's go.
1095, Pope Urban II called for a crusade during the Council of Clermont, promising knights forgiveness of sins and rewards, freeing their Christian brothers suffering under Muslim control. Around 60,000, including 6,000 knights, gathered by August 15, 1096. Their mission, to reclaim the holy city of Jerusalem from Muslim control. The first wave consisted of simple peasants and non-skilled warriors, which were wiped out easily by the Seljuks, as the second wave of crusaders, comprised of knights and charismatic leaders like Godfrey of Boulogne, who would become the first ruler of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, journeyed eastward. They encountered hardships, from treacherous terrain to hostile forces. Yet, they pressed on, capturing cities such as Antioch, and finally, in 1099, Jerusalem itself after a month of siege. The fall of the Holy City came at a tremendous cost. In contrast to the conquest by the Muslims, the Crusaders slaughtered tens of thousands Muslims and Jews, filling the streets with blood. November 1095.
All right. So did you hear what he said? First off, we ain't done, I ain't done. You better listen. You put your listening ears on like you were taught in school, and you listen, because this shit is not no joke. Let's go.
Why the Crusades happened.
No, not that. All right. Let me see. Let me show y'all. Let me. First off, let's look at some historical pictures of the time, so you can see.
Spotlight.
So you can see with your own eyes who the Christian Crusades were against. The Christian Crusades was the European people trying to force Christianity onto the world by force. Notice I said force. Look. Let me show you. We have right here the Christian. And who are they fighting over here? Who are they fighting? Let's back it up a little bit, and I'm going to zoom in. Who are they fighting? These are, according to this, the Muslims. What are these Muslims look like? Look at this. Black men, the Moors, the blackamoors. Exactly. These motherfuckers wasn't fighting no goddamn Muslims. They were fighting the Moors, the black people, my ancestors. I'm a Moor. They were fighting my ancestors. Look at this shit. And what were they fighting my ancestors for? Because my ancestors knew the truth. My ancestors know the truth. Exactly. North African is not the sub-Saharan. That's North Africa. The Moors civilized the whole world. Every cathedral, all the Notre Dame and all that shit was made by the Moors. All the biggest cathedrals and the biggest temples and all that, and the biggest churches, they're all made by my ancestors, the Moors. And these people, these cannibals, these barbarians were jealous and hateful because they didn't have no fucking religion. They didn't have nothing. So they armored up and destroyed the people who had. Let's go to a history. Let me show you more more portraits, so we can see clearly who the real perpetrator of chaos is. Look at this. What are the skin color of these people? These are the Christian Crusades. They're not Catholic churches. Let me talk to you because you don't know. They're not Catholic churches. Those were Moorish temples. Those were all Moorish temples. They killed all the Moors, kicked them out, and motherfucking stole it and took it over. And burnt all the books like they always do, and destroyed all the relics like they always do. A person who doesn't respect your history and your culture doesn't have no problem destroying your lifestyle. A person who doesn't understand history has no problem destroying your past. A person who has no respect for history has no problem destroying your past. Because they're barbarian. They don't care about your history. They don't care that you've been doing this for 500,000 years. They don't care about that. They're worrying about surviving and taking over because they're tired of riding for months and months and months trying to find somewhere to settle. Look at this shit. Look at the people who cause the pain to the world. I'm not saying Muslim. I didn't say Islam. Muslims were here originally too. Muslims are ancient people. Muslims are an ancient people. I'm not against the Muslims. I'm just being real. The Christianity is the lie. Look at the Moors. A lot of people say they conquered. This and that. Ain't nobody conquered. Look, we were kings. Kings of kings. Lords of lords. Look at this shit. Everybody's flooded around my nigga right here. Real king shit. No racism because the kings were respected in the time. It wasn't a racist. Racism came from white people when they took over the world. Racism came from Arabs and whites because those are the see in ancient African culture they were called the Aamu, the enemies of God. And certain people who were the Aamu, they didn't care about nothing, so they were the ones who brought the pain. They brought the chaos, and they still bringing the pain and the chaos. Who's the people right now causing all the chaos in the world? The Arab and the European white man causing all the chaos in the world. The Arab and the Anglo-Saxon, they're causing all the chaos in the world. And I'm not a racist. My grandmother was Anglo-Saxon. I'm just being honest. When we were the kings of kings, we did not cause chaos. We lived amongst everybody and everybody lived good. Let's go. Hold on. Look, let me show y'all. When we were the kings of kings and the lords of lords, I'm going to show y'all some Moorish kings and queens. This is a Moorish queen. This is a Moorish king. And this another very, 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 very powerful Moor lady back in the day. No racism. You see those little young girls hanging on her? Not racism. We didn't have to put people in bondage and chains and slaves and cages. That's what they did to control us. Because they were tired of us being draped in gold and diamonds. They were tired of seeing us draped. They don't want to ever see us like this again with golden amulets. They don't want to ever see you like this again. They don't want to ever see you like gold and diamond again. This is what they did. Let me show y'all what they did. Let me show y'all what they did. Thank you, sweetheart, for that donation. Thank you, sweetheart, for that gift. Love, Shauna. I love you and I appreciate you, baby. Let me show you what they did. You see our temple right here? We got the temple right here. That's our shit. That's a Moorish temple. Look at this battle. Look at these motherfuckers. Look at these motherfuckers. And look at the crosses on them. Hold on. You see the cross? Okay, then. Okay, then. Look. No. I know my history. Look how many of these motherfuckers it was. Look. They're coming from way back. They're coming from as far as the eye can see. All that Lord of the Rings shit, that's they motherfucking ass. That's why I don't watch none of that shit. Look, all that Lord of the Rings shit, that's their motherfucking ass. No, this is a portrait. This is a portrait, an ancient portrait. All that Lord of the Rings shit, that heave, oh, that was their ass fucking busting down the temple walls. No. that was there as busting down the temple walls. It's not the only picture. I'm just showing you history. I'm not here to do nothing but put you in perspective that these same Christians that are talking about stop the Africans, this and that, they're doing this and that. Christianity was derived off of the bloodshed of the black man and everybody else. Let's go. Let me show y'all. I'm not done with this history lesson. These people are talking about invading Nigeria. They're talking about invading Nigeria right now, man. Hold up. Let's go. Let me show y'all. Christianity is a farce. It's a lie. So they have sold so many people the lie of religion, false religion, and false doctrine just to make you sacrifice yourself for the will of the powers that be. It's so fucking sad how many people lost their lives and shed blood for these fake religions. It's so sad, but let's go.
The Bespoke AI Family Hub Plus refrigerator.
No, Christianity's fake. Christianity's fake, and let's prove it right now. Salute to the channel Building 7, man. Building 7, bro. This is one of my favorite channels. Building 7. It's a history channel, man. How did Christianity begin? Serapis and the beginning of Christ. Let's go. Let's go. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's go. History time.
So we have to back up a little bit to deal with Serapis. So when the Greeks took over, the Ptolemies didn't get the respect that the Nasut Biti got. The Nasut Biti was like a Necher-like figure. The Ptolemy was the king. You know, without his military, there was nobody listening to him. And nobody came in the multitudes to listen to him, okay? So he didn't get the same type of respect. So he commissioned the priest in ancient Kemet to develop and make him godlike. And so what they did is they took Zeus, they took Asar and Haru, and they mixed it all together with a European face, and they created this new person called Serapis. And Serapis was like their new god. He was the head of the pantheon. And so the king now was under the guise and the rulership of Serapis. And so that became the prototype. Those followers became Coptics. So I want you to understand. So Coptic Christianity came out of this development of Serapis, a amalgamation of the Greek, Roman, and African emperors all mixed into one divinity. And Serapis then became the prototype later for Jesus. Okay, so now, when we're creating Serapis, remember they took existing things that already took. So Zeus, now you have to understand, they took Zeus was the head of the pantheon, right? But Zeus comes from Ethiopia and has to go back to Ethiopia and be charged every year. They have a big festival. Now that's kind of funny. A god from your nation has to go to another nation to be charged. Okay. Then they took Asar, because you couldn't get rid of Asar. Asar was the great black, the first king, you know, like that. And then they took Haru, higher consciousness, this concept, and all pull it into this one angelic being. Okay. So now they create, and they make him in the image of the white Greeks. So that's the king. There is no image of a white god here like that until this. In Egypt and Kemet. So now they got a white god who's on parallel with Haru and Asar. So now we convert these Negroes, if I use the expression, you take the Kemet U and make them into Negroes. Negroes are not born, they are created. Like Angel Food Cake and Stephen Fletcher, okay? Yep. So you get the idea. So now they've created this whole Negro class, these Coptics now, who are following Serapis. And they began preaching on the corners. They're converting people over. And then there was a division, because as they start during the Nicene Conference, when they were developing the character of Jesus, the Africans had a problem. They said, no, we know this. This ain't true. All of this stuff, y'all just made this stuff up. And so when Constantine asked for a vote on who's going to follow the new teachings, the Africans who rebelled were killed or ostracized. So he would say, okay, raise your hand if you disagree. And everybody who raised their hand, he would send his soldiers, they'd cut their heads off. So this was a bloody meeting. They don't tell you. You had heads all over the place at the meeting. Then he said, okay, we're going to have another vote. Now, how many of y'all are down for the new program? Okay. And then that's the real division of the Coptic Church. So the Coptic Church now moved into Ethiopia. And so that's why Jesus, everybody got an afro. You know, you got to hold all the saints as black with afros and everything. So the Coptic Church moved into Ethiopia. The Coptic Church started in Egypt. So I need people to understand. Right now, it's the minority in Egypt because of Islam. But the Coptic Church started in Egypt from Serapis and the continuation of that. And then you have the division. So now the Coptic Church became a total separate entity. Then the science stopped. We stopped having pre-scientists at that point. So the modern world doesn't create pre-scientists.
So did you hear the truth? All of the the whole reason y'all committed all those great sins and lied and tricked and burnt in hell and all that was over a fake God. A fake God. So they've had hundreds of million people die and get sacrificed for a fake God. The craziest thing about it is when they talk about Jesus, the story of Jesus Christ and all that's in the Bible, that is the black man who was hung and lynched and prosecuted. Jesus was about the black man, how he was lynched and prosecuted and hung. They used to, let me show y'all.
We did.
Let me let him keep finishing.
If you look at the pre-scientists in Asia, pre-Christianity and Judaism, the prototype all came from Kemet. So the Shaolin monk is a master in the martial arts, but he's a Buddhist priest. The Buddhist priests that you see in Thailand and all that, all are masters in the art. So it was all one package, the mental, physical, and spiritual. Those 5 domains I talk about were being kind of taught in the Kemetic spiritual system. So as it spread along Southern Asia, all those priests that later became Buddhists and stuff like that kept it intact. Their dress comes directly from Kemet. You know, the one arm out, you know. All of that comes out of ancient Kemet, okay? So I need people to see that. Only when you have the modern day Christians and then Islam comes out of Christianity. That's all right? So they still have the same old, they go by the Old Testament. They still believe in Moses and all of that, you know, they all of that. So I just need people to know. So when people ask like, you're a pre-scientist, but you're doing martial arts. I'm saying no. To develop something and not be able to defend it, it's like not having it at all. You want to be able to walk through the jungle, walk through the rainforest with no fear, so that I can teach.
Look, the reason why Africa is so vulnerable right now is because they don't have no defense like they're supposed to. The reason why Africa is so vulnerable right now is because they're not united. You got Africa's the largest continent on the planet Earth, and you got all of them united thinking they're separate and this and that because you had colonialists like the British and the French and all them divide the shit out of Africa. The British and the French came in and drew a line in the middle of Africa and divided it up back in the 1800s. And how could you give away something where there's people already living there? This is the evil, godlike mentality of who and what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who feel like they have dominion over the world. We're dealing with people so evil they feel like they have dominion over the world. They said we need to go in there in Nigeria and stop them from bombing the Christians. What about the poor Christians in America? Let's fucking go. Let me show y'all something. What about the Christian? Hold up. See, first off, I just proved to you Christianity's bullshit anyway. So we don't even need to be thinking about Christianity in general anyway. But we respect people's religions and their faiths. We have to respect their religions and their faiths. But it's bullshit anyway. So first and foremost, Christianity's bullshit. First off. Secondly, most religions are bullshit. First off. Because most people's religion just promote division and hate amongst other people. How's your religion supposed to be of God and it promotes you to hate other people? That's why I don't fuck around with no fake ass religion. That shit's only to divide and divide us.
So now, when you got this new religion coming in, you're copying directly from ancient Kemet. So you have Mary. So that's why in the book, as they're writing the book, Jesus' mother has to be Mary. Okay. Aset her name is Marie, the beloved one. I don't know if people know that. Isis is the Greek name, but Aset is Mary, the beloved one. And so Jesus' mother became Mary, the beloved one. That's where the word Mary comes from, the beloved one, from Medunetia. It's Aset and Haru. They just took a model that was already in existence. So they had to show it. So, I mean, even today, the Pope in Poland and all of them, they worship the Black Madonna. All the miracles was associated with the Black Aset. So that's the Black Madonna. So now, when you got this new religion coming in, you're copying.
I don't have to dig no more grave for Christianity. That shit is the fake lie from African religion, African culture. See, it's not about, black people don't have religion and all that. We have a culture. We have history. We have history that can show us how to live. We have ancient kings and queens and ancient people who actually lived to show us how we're supposed to be moving and grooving today. We have a blueprint. We didn't come out of a hole. We didn't come out of a cave. We didn't come out the damn dirt. They took us back to the mud. They took us back to the hut. They took us back to that, and they're trying to keep us there. Why do you think they're using weather modification to control Africa? Hold on. Rain Aid, companies like Rain Aid, where they make it rain in Africa.
Rain Aid, companies like Rain Aid, where they make it rain in.
Fuck out of here, my nigga. Don't play with me. These people control African weather to make the Africans suffer. This is 2011. Let's fucking go. This is a video from 2011. I showed y'all this shit 7-8 years ago on my channel. Let's go. 7 years ago. It's a real company. Technology to break drought.
Rain Aid is a program run by Aqueous. Technology to break drought in the Horn of Africa in 2001. Announced at the UN 8th of August. We scheduled the rain within 45 days and delivered rain on time to release the drought famine. We've begun to use this technology now for world application. Drought famine is a result of lack of rain and a combination of insecurity, conflict, lack of food security, communities.
Shut your stupid ass up, Luca. Cloud seeding is real, but they can make it rain, but they can't make it storm. They can make it rain, but they can't make wind blow. They can make a storm, but they can't make it hurricane. Shut your stupid ass up, man. Shut your stupid ass up.
Aqueous has the ability to deliver rain into tides from oceanic sources.
I ain't playing with y'all no more. Man, y'all believe everything you hear, man. And you don't believe nothing you see, but you believe everything you hear. So programmed, brainwashed. Now you can believe what you want, and I'm not trying to tell you what to believe. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm just trying to show you the realities of life. I'm just trying to show you the realities of life. We just had a storm. We just seen the biggest storm, powerfulest storm in the world's history hit Jamaica. Shut the fuck up. That storm was floating over Jamaica. Coincidentally, hold on. What's this? Hold on. The world's largest storm in Jamaica recently, hurricane.
The world's largest storm in Jamaica recently, earthquake hurricane.
We begin tonight with this monster hurricane slamming Jamaica at this hour. A Category 5 hurricane, winds up to 185 miles per hour. Authorities are calling this life-threatening. The images coming in at this hour, the strongest storm to ever make landfall on the island. Reports of damage coming in now. Residents and tourists riding out the storm, up to 40 inches of rain possible. Homes and structures destroyed. Boats lifted out of the water. Power lines crashing down. Videos circulating online tonight showing major damage to a hospital, metal and power lines blocking the exit, the road leading to the hospital unpassable tonight. Residents and tourists, many taking shelter. Reports that resorts there are now converting ballrooms and auditoriums.
What did he say? The world's strongest storm to ever hit Jamaica in world fucking history. And
Right now is a program run by Aquarius, the technology to break drought in the Horn of Africa in 2011. Announced it at the UN.
Jesus is fake. Shut your stupid ass up. Shut your stupid ass. Jesus is fake. Shut your stupid ass up. Fake. He did not exist. There's no bones. There's no proof. There's no physical evidence. He did not exist. It is a lie made by a racist system to control and control. Stop being dumb.
To erase drought famine. We've begun to use this technology now for world application. Drought famine is a result of lack of rain and a combination of insecurity, conflict, and lack of food security in communities around the world. Aquarius has the ability to deliver rain into targets from oceanic sources into
Look, they're in Africa. They're in Africa. They're always in Africa with their bullshit. Like I told y'all, they won't let Africa be alone. They always act like they're coming to help Africa. But every time they leave, there's a new disease and new pestilence. Let me show y'all something. They always blame Africa. There's a new virus coming out of Africa.
There's a new virus coming out of Africa.
Hold on, watch this. I just recently heard. Oh yeah, man. I ain't worried about that. I ain't gonna go too deep into this shit. I just recently. Look, hold on.
Did you know that Dubai can make it rain on command through cloud seeding? Planes inject particles into clouds to force rainfall. This is very useful in a desert climate. Did you know that Dubai can make it rain on command through cloud seeding? Planes inject particles into clouds to force rainfall. This is Did you know that Dubai
this. Watch this. Listen to Donald Trump call this reporter a piggy. He says, "Quiet, piggy." Listen to this shit, man. Trump is a fool with it. I ain't got no problem. But this nigga's a fool, bro. He's gonna call a woman a piggy. Watch this shit. Listen to this very closely. He called a woman a piggy. He called a reporter piggy. I ain't mad at this nigga, but this nigga's raw, man. Trump is raw, man. And I pray to God he ain't had nothing to do with them little kids, man. I'm not gonna say anything to condemn him because I can't. I'm not no fucking no lawyer, but I pray he ain't had nothing to do with touching on no kids. But look, I ain't gonna lie. I did see the email. I did see the email where they said the lady who allegedly unalived us, the lady who allegedly committed suicide, who was close to the victim lady from that Maxwell and Epstein situation. One of the victims, she committed suicide, and she was very powerful. She said, according to her text, she said Donald Trump had nothing to do and he was always nice to her. So that might be cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're all, listen. What do y'all listen? I'm not arguing with nobody. Look up in the sky and see how they spray. And after they spray, you'll goddamn see rain in a big cloud 2 hours later. Like, come on, man. This is common sense, man. They want you to think this and that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm a gardener, right? I'm a gardener. Let me put y'all on some secret. I'm going to put y'all on something because I've been alive for a long time. I'm starting to be under the mentality that seasons were created. Seasons itself was created. Because look, back in the days, if you know anything about world history, beings of this world and even flowers and fauna and plants and animals, everything back in the day was giant. This planet was more oxygen on this planet than anything at one point in time. And when you have pure oxygen, you can keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Plants can grow because I'm a gardener. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all some hidden knowledge about life. I'm a gardener, and I've grown plants, plenty of plants. The more oxygen you put in your plant room, your grow room, or whatever you're growing, or in your garden, the more oxygen it gets. If it's outside, the plant will be bigger, more full. The more oxygen a plant gets, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Just like a human, the more oxygen we breathe, you get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why, I don't know if y'all seen it, but they even have this military tool where they ingest oxygen. Like when the military are training, like the elite military and training soldiers, when they're working out, they wear oxygen and they breathe in pure oxygen because it helps boost them up. They get bigger and bigger and bigger because the more oxygen, you grow bigger. It's something about it. It's just how the world works. Just like back in the day, the plants were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. They're big now, but back in the day, trees were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. Like you could see, if you want to think about stuff kind of on a logical standpoint, you could look at a mountain and it looks like a giant tree that's been cut. You could look at certain mountains and they look like tree stumps that the tree's been cut. And even if you pay attention to stories like the Tower of Babel and different stories that come from ancient times, they talked about building a tower that was high enough to connect with God. So they literally, back in the days, they had the mentality and the understanding of to go high enough to be with God. They knew about this back in the day. But see, now where all the animals that were giant back in the days have been microsized and shrunken down. And let me explain to y'all something. Just like your cell phone, you don't think God gets better with his technology? You don't think God gets better with his technology? You got a cell phones back in the day, the first cell phones, there were these big clunky devices. Like even a movie, VHS tape right here, boom. Let me show y'all. You don't think God gets more precise with his technology? Let me show y'all something. Back in the days, you had a movie that was coming on one of these, a VHS. This is Beavis and Butthead Do America right here. A good movie. You got movies that came on these big cassette tapes. And then as technology got better, the movies went onto DVDs, which is a digital form of a cassette. It's still a reel, but the reel is on this right here. It's like a record player. It's a different type of thing, and it reads the lens. And all these little reflecting colors that y'all see are pictures. So as you put the lens on these individual little pictures, it plays the picture for you. So technology, just like technology of man, gets more sleek and better with time. God's technology, you don't think his technology got sleeker and better? The dinosaurs back in the days, which were the creatures of old, they were humongous. They were big. They were boom, 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 boom. They were loud. They were rambunctious. Roar! So you don't think God said, hey, this batch right here ain't really working? This batch right here ain't really working. I'm gonna get rid of this batch, make them new ones, and send them back a new batch out there, and then we'll go like that. Y'all, that's how it works. Right now, according to the government, our government, humanity is going through its sixth mass extinction. Number six. We're going through our sixth mass extinction. So right now, according to our government, we've been through 5 mass extinctions where humanity and the living creatures on the planet were tried mostly to be wiped out, to start over again. So these concepts of restarting and rebuilding are not new. These are old, very old concepts. It's been going on since the Book of Gilgamesh. If you ever read the Book of Gilgamesh, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, they said God, the men of the earth were so loud, their roars were so loud, God rained on them to make them quiet. They said that God flooded the earth out back then because man was too loud, too like uproarish, too wild. So they washed them out and started over with a more calmer man, a more level-headed man. So this whole concept of restarting and all that is nothing new, man. What we're witnessing with Trump and them talking about going into Ghana and all this, Africa and all this, is literally they're trying to keep the population of the world controlled. They're trying to control everything. Because you have leaders now who ain't going for the okie doke. They're not going for the one world. They're not going for everybody's holding hands. Everybody don't want to hold hands. Some people got enough of their own material to where they can live on their own. You see what I'm saying? So we're living in a time right now that's very scary, man. Most of the leaders that stood up against world domination and world domination plan, they were eradicated. And the ones that weren't eradicated, the only reason they haven't been eradicated is because they have power and a self-defense system that's so powerful, if we try to fuck with them, they're going to do us dirty. AKA China, Russia, and North Korea. The only reason why we haven't dominated China, Russia, and North Korea is because they have such a power defense system that we don't want to fuck with them. And y'all might think I'm all over the place of this, but all of this shit ties into these people are trying to dominate the world. And if we don't stand together and unify as a human race, we're going to be under total domination and world control to the point very soon that we won't even be able to speak up like I'm doing now. And they're going to blame it on they're gonna blame some, like they did Alex Jones, and they charged Alex Jones $1 billion and this and that, and said you can't say what we're saying is not true. That's why I don't say what they're saying is not true. I go straight off of facts and data. And when you go facts and data and no hypotheses and no thoughts and shit like that, they can't dispute that shit. Facts and data can't be refuted. Yeah, of course Israel got nukes and shit. That's why Israel's respected worldwide, because they'll shit on you if you play with them. The only thing this world respects is brute force. That's all these barbarians respect, brute force. Trump saying we'll blow the hell out of them. We'll blow them off the map. Like that's all they know. Brute force. And I guess, it does get you respect, because Trump right now talking to the president of Saudi Arabia, or the prince of Saudi Arabia. So I guess respect does get you a long way. It does. Get your lame ass off my channel, bro. You spending so much time talking shit. Get out of my channel, bro. You have the right to feel how you feel, but you ain't got the right to talk shit to me, bro. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not on here talking disrespect. I'm not here disrespecting no race, creed, or nothing. I'm just making aware to these situations, and also trying to tell my people, the world people, if we don't work together and unify, we won't have no chance of survival. You don't even have no land. You don't have no bombs. You don't have no guns. You don't have no power enough to stand up for yourself. So you just got to go with the flow anyway. That's why most people don't care. You don't got no protection or plan to protect yourself anyway. So you just down for whatever the next man says. Next president can tell you put your hands in your pants and walk in a straight line, and you'll do it. The next president can tell you put your hands behind your head and walk in a straight line, and you'll do it. The next president can tell you put your hand between your ass and kiss your head goodbye, and you'll do it. Because you don't have a plan for yourself, so you're just waiting for the next man to give you a plan. That's a sad existence right there. But big bad men like me, who have children and have people to live for, I can't sit around waiting on another man to give me a plan. I see that they're trying to use the black woman, Nicki Minaj, to try to convince the United Nations to give them authority to bomb Africa. I know what you're saying, Shamelessly V. They stuck in that shit. They can't get out of it. No, I feel you, Shamelessly V. I'm not trying to save these losers. Some comments are just so unegregious, I can't let it just go. Colin, I just showed them that last week, Colin. Look, I just showed them that last week, bro. I'm about to show them again. I just showed them that last week. The Pope. I showed them that last week, bro. Y'all need to, that's why I said, if y'all not watching my lives, and I'm not talking about you, Colin, I'm talking about these people. If y'all ain't watching these type of lives, y'all ain't watching shit on the internet, bro. I've been telling everything that's going on. Watch this shit. I'm gonna show y'all. Video of the Pope kissing those black dignitaries' feet.
Video of the Pope kissing those black dignitaries'
Yeah, bro.
feet.
I've been showed y'all. I've been showed everybody this shit. This old news, man. This is old news, bro.
Undefeated college football team.
These people can't fathom the real truth. Watch this shit.
Georgia.
Look. They know who the real. Hold up. They know who the kings and lords of lords are. They know. They won't tell you who the kings and lords are, but they know who they are. Watch this shit. They know who the kings and lords of the lords are. They know. and they bowed down. Watch this shit. This is in South Sudan. Watch
The
this
three of
shit.
you who have signed the peace agreement,
vi chiedo come fratello,
I ask you as a brother,
rimanete nella pace,
stay in peace. A process.
che finisca bene.
Bro's telling him no, bro. No. He was trying to tell him no. He was trying to tell him no. He still kissed it. The black man was trying to tell him no. He was like, nah, bro, please don't do it, bro. Watch. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke. He's kissing their feet. No, this ain't despicable. No, this is what y'all have to understand. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all have to understand. Black people are not all evil, and some of them are. But most of the evil African people are the ones who fed under the colonialists. They were taught that evil shit. They were given the weapons of mass destruction and guns by colonialists. Man, they used to give them people the Chinese during the war and the Hotel Rwanda movie. That's a true story. The Hutu people, those people that got mass genocide, over millions of them got killed in a few months. The Chinese were given hundreds of thousands of military weapons and motherfucking machetes to them people for pennies. They were selling it to the Africans for pennies so they can kill each other. A machete was a penny back then. A penny per machete. That's so they could kill each other. They fuel wars in Africa. They fund those wars. Think about it. If you had a militia and you were starving, like you ain't had nothing really like that, because they're drowning them people, droughting them out, not letting them get no water. Drought. It's a controlled operation. They're starving them people out, and so when they get to that point of real desperation, you'll have military people who are running around causing hell because that's how they got to survive. They join the gang to survive and bully people and take shit to survive. And then once they're doing that, you get the military, US or British or Chinese or some other military comes in and gives you weapons, drugs, and money. What the fuck you think you gonna do? What you think you gonna do if you ain't got nothing and somebody give you a bag of weapons, drugs, and money and tell you these people right here, we don't fuck with them? You just gave me $10 million and drugs and money? That's what they do. They use people's ignorance to genocide other people and fund the agendas of the mass of the agenda. What did I just show y'all? Under the fucking lies of the Christian, let me let the Pope keep kissing feet. Keep kissing. Not the Matrix. These people have to bow down to the true power. See, y'all don't know the true power structure because you're not in the loop. You're a low-level zombie slave, eating each other, working for the powers and not having no existence for yourself. You don't have no ideas but the movies that they putting into your mind. You don't have no thoughts but the thoughts of the celebrities that they give you. You don't know no facts in reality but what they tell you to know. And y'all think that's life. That's not life. That's puppeteering. You don't even understand your life is being controlled and dominated from the top down, like a piece of boo-boo that rolled down the hill. And them Africans ain't evil. And them Africans ain't evil. See what y'all, there are Africans in cults. That ain't what that was. He was begging them to stop warring and peace treaty to them and bowing to the African dignitaries. Y'all have to, y'all's racism can't control the reality, man. Your bias can't control the realities. It can't. These people know who the true gods of earth are. They know. Why do you think they take a prick of your blood every time you go to the doctor? Why do you think they take a vials of your blood every time you go to the doctor? They know who the fuck you are. You don't know who you are. They know who you are. No, God is in God is in the spirit of man. God is in man. But guess what? See, this is the thing. Humans are cups. We come into the world as an empty cup. You could be filled with the spirit of God, or you could be filled with the spirit of the devil. All the people who live and grow, and they grow up learning about God, learning about the truth, not just fake religion. I'm talking about the creator, because the creator has a history. The creator has an origin story. It comes from a place. It's not a fantasy. So we grow up learning about the world history, African history, the world history, origin stories, which are basically mostly African, alien and African. You can either go alien or African. That's where it starts. It starts aliens and it comes into the African. That's where it begins. That's where the buck stops. Ethiopia was the first human. The Lucy bone, the oldest bones on the planet were Lucy bone. Millions of years old. Millions. I think she was, no, how old Lucy Bone? She was billions of years old, I think. Hold on. Because I'm, we're going to just ask. AI don't know everything, but let's ask. How old, hold on. How old were the Lucy Bones? Hold on. Hey, Gemini, how old were the Lucy Bones in Ethiopia?
The Lucy bones, found in Ethiopia, are approximately 3.2 million years old.
All right, so Lucy, which was a black woman, was in Ethiopia. She was 3 million years old. Yeah, God bless Amun-Ra. Look, that's why everybody prays to Amun-Ra. Everybody prays to Amun-Ra. That's why we say amen. That's why you say amen when you pray. May not you. You might not pray to Amun-Ra, but most people on this earth pray to Amun-Ra still to this day. You give thanks to the sun for coming down and gracing you with those rays, those rays. You give thanks to Amun-Ra, the sun rays, Sun Ra, because the sun rays is the reason that you have life in the morning. The Sun Ra is what warms the earth in the morning. The Sun Ra is what gives the plants life. It's what cooks the dew off the plants. Y'all don't get it. It's not a god. It is the thanks to the sun, because in this world, we would not make it without the sun. So in African culture, we give thanks to the moon. We give thanks to all elements of earth. See, that's the thing what people don't understand about African culture. African culture is not a god and a fake this and fake that. We have a way of living that has been going for millions and millions and millions of years. We have a set rule way of living. We worship Amun-Ra because that gives reverence to the sun, to give thanks to the sun, because we don't have plants. Well, try it. Where's your peach going to come from if you didn't have sun? Where does your fruits come from without the sun? Where does your why do you think Jesus is the son of God? They're worshiping Amun-Ra too. All Christians are worshiping Amun-Ra. He's the son, Amun-Ra. You don't even know what y'all are doing. Y'all are just you don't even know what y'all are doing. Y'all just are going with things that you think you know, but I know the truth. Everybody worships Amun-Ra, indirectly or directly. And guess what? Those people, those ancient people, when they put those headdresses on, and some of those people were aliens. Some of those people were of God's descent. Guess why? God came straight there. That is where the buck stopped. The Babylonians, the ancient Babylonians, the ancient Sumerians, the ancient Egyptians. That's where humanity started. That's where civilized, high technological, high society humanity started in this world. Because we've been here since Lucy Bones. Black people been here since Lucy Bone. 3.2 million years ago. And y'all talk about the world's 5,000 years old. That's who we're dealing with. We're dealing with people talking about the world's 5,000 years old. That's who we're dealing with. These are like children to reality. Because they just came into being 5,000 years ago, so they think the world just started when they started. Baby girl, baby boy, this motherfucker been going way before you got here, and it's going to keep going when you leave. Because as long as I'm in Ra's sons, as long as I'm in Ra's sun shines, and as long as the moon shines at night, we're going to keep having good gravitational pull. We're going to keep having rotation. We're going to keep having food. We're going to keep having it. As long as Amun-Ra's sun shines in the day and the moon shines at night, we gonna be all right. Black people wasn't worshiping the sun like, oh, pray to the sun. They're thankful that the sun came back to run the devil off. Because the devil runs at night. Predators come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. And Africans knew there was no protection for you at night from the freaks. The beasts, the leopards, the lions. There was no protection for you at night. But in the daytime, you had protection because you could see it coming. I don't care about sun worship. Nigga, will nobody worship no sun. Africans respect and pay homage to all the elements. So you know what I do? I pay homage to the birds, to the bees, to the trees. I'm thankful to see them. I'm thankful to be around them. I'm thankful to put my feet in the grass and get that energy, that magnetic grounding from the earth. Because we're all magnetic. We're all electric. We're all everything. But y'all humans have become so small-minded that y'all don't understand we're all everything. We're all connected. Everything's connected. I feel it when Africa suffers. I feel it when different places around the world suffer. I felt it when the earthquake hit 80 in 2000, whatever that was. I felt it. It don't matter about research. I don't want to do no fucking research. I know the truth. Africans don't have to worship this and that. We pay homage to the things that give us life, as you should too. People need to pay homage to what gives them life. People need to pay homage to what gives them life. Bro, listen, bro. Just chill, bro. I don't care about it. You don't have to believe what you believe. You can believe what you believe. It don't matter. It don't matter. That small-minded shit is not the world. The world's bigger than just one small thing. I don't claim to know everything, but I have a general understanding of what I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't speak it unless I know. I wouldn't speak about God out of turn. God would strike me down. You don't speak out of turn about God. I know exactly what I'm talking about. All you fake religious people, lost souls, running around wasting their lives, paying homage and paying money to a fake religion. That ain't my problem. That's y'all's problem. It's look, while we here said, so what happened 2025 years ago that we're observing today? It's all happening. Everything we're witnessing is the same shit, bro. The time is the world is just repeating. Everything's repeating, bro. And that's the reason why it happens and nobody notices is because people don't pay attention to history. Niggas is worrying about video games right now. Niggas worrying about bullshit. Niggas on drugs. Niggas worrying about getting drunk, getting high. Niggas worrying about money and surviving. Like, they got you so busy you can't worry about the truth. But Big Betty has always been focused on the truth. I always known about the history, the facts, the data. I don't care about nothing else. I was always a historian. That was it was like a drug to me to learn, to learn, to learn, to learn. I didn't know why I needed all that knowledge. Now I know why. Because they're trying to change history and change things and lie and switch things up. Somebody has to come here to tell you. Facts. Time is not linear. You can bend time. You could bend time. If you move fast, you can bend time, you can push through. Man, listen, I totally understand what time is bullshit, but it's what you make it as well. That's why if you can do a million things at 1 hour and keep doing a bunch of, you can get a lot of things done, man. That's why I drink my coffee and drink good water and eat healthy foods, because as long as you put your body in the right oils and the right things in your engine, you can get a lot of use out of these bodies, man. But I love y'all. I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna get off here, man, because I wasn't trying to be none of that. But all these fake religions that they're pushing to cause war, it's bullshit. They told the lie to the Muslims. Oh, if you do this and do this, you get 9 virgins in the afterlife. All of it's lies. You ain't getting shit. Your soul, you're going to hell. If you kill a bunch of people, you're going to hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That circle seems to be getting smaller. Time speed up. Look, I don't know. I don't know. I don't need to read no Bible. What the fuck? What I'm reading the Bible for? What I'm fucking read the fake Bible for? Like, come on, man. You need to read the Bible. It might help you. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Bible thumpers, but I don't need to read no Bible. I read the Bible 3 times front to back. Have you read the Bible 3 times front to back? And I'm not a Christian. Have you read the Bible 3 times front to back? I did. 3 times front to back. Non-stop. Front to back. 3 times. And 3 different occasions. Not at the same time, but I read that motherfucker 3 times front to back. Cause like, when you get a book and you read that motherfucker chapter to chapter, page to page to page, that's how I read the Bible. No, Christianity is a false false doctrine. Christianity is stolen culture from African people so they can make themselves seem important and have a God and have a divinity story on this planet. Yeah, I read the Quran. I read the Quran 1.5 times. One time with my brother, we read that bitch. And then I read it about a half a time by myself, like half of it by myself. And I read the Torah as well. I read the Torah as well. And the Torah is a savage book. If you read the Torah, that is a savage book, man. Oh my fucking God. The Quran is savage too. The Quran tells you can beat your wife's feet and stuff like that. If she talks out of turn, you could beat her feet, like beat the bottom of her feet and shit. And then like the Torah is so savage, man, don't even get me on that. Leave me out of that, man. That shit's savage. Go read the Talmud. Go read the Talmud. Oh my God. Go read the Talmud. You'll throw up if you read the Talmud. You'll throw up if you read the Talmud. I promise you. Unless you're one of them people, then you just nasty and sick. Cause you wonder why people mess with little kids and shit. In the Talmud, it tells them in the Jewish faith, they believe women are grown women at the age of 13. Like they give consent at 13. So y'all better, man. That's some of their culture, man. I ain't messing with that shit though. That's their culture, man. Them motherfuckers got different type of a different type of motherfucking life. Some people come from God and then some people come from other places. That's all I'm gonna say. No, the reading is good all the way around. The Bible has a lot of good stories in it. What are you talking about, Shameless TV? The Bible has a lot of good stories in it. I read the Bible. It has a lot of great lessons, a lot of good stories, a lot of good rhymes, and even a lot more poetry I like. I like the poetry in the Bible. Because I'm a poet. I like the poetry in the Bible. Some of that stuff's nice. And then some of the stories, the book of Job and some of that stuff is nice. I like the stories of the Bible. Like I said, it can help those who need it. Some of those stories are ancient African stories, and they just renamed them, reworded them. Some of those stories are ancient stories that just got reworded. I'm not mad at no books of the Bible. Listen, what I'm trying to say is the religion itself is a farce. It's a fake religion that was handcrafted by man because they didn't have a religion. And it's the number one publicized book in the world, aka the number one propaganda tool in the world. And on top of that, it's the number one push thing onto people. And it was pushed through chaos and pain. So it's all fake and it's all controlled. So we don't worry about arguing about religion. That's a polarizing issue. Religion's always polarized us. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Jew, I'm a this, I'm a that, and then they fight. That's just how this shit works. So we don't care about religion. I don't give a fuck about that fake ass shit. I'm trying to be worried about being a good man, taking care of my family, raising them to be righteous and decent. I don't give a fuck about no religion. I teach them about God because God is walking all around. God is in you, out you, on top you, inside you, on outside. God is the fruits, he's the berries, he's the bird, he's the trees, God's the water. God is everything. And it's not just a he, it's everything. God is a man, he's a woman, he's everything. God made all this shit. So God is everything. I'm not a crazy person running around. Listen, until y'all wake up, you're always going to be in confusion trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. Life is simple. You're supposed to live, be decent, be righteous. Fuck all that religion. That ain't going to save you. It's going to confuse you. I watched that shit make my people go crazy. I watched the Bible take somebody I love and drive them crazy. I watched it. Because they were trying to compete with me spiritually and they couldn't. So they were trying to go into that Bible and that Bible drove them crazy. I'm going to tell you something. That Bible has done more harm than good. The fuck? How many people, millions of people died according to the religious crusades? Man, y'all better wake up out that shit. We don't need that. We need to take care of each other. We need to hug on each other, love on each other. We need to love each other again. We need to stop being evil, start being righteous. Stop putting things where they don't belong. Start living a life that means something. Start living a life that God wants you to do. Be fruitful and multiply. Have a family, have a wife, have a husband, have some children. That's what God wants you to do. God didn't want you to be sinful and evil and harmful and alone and mad and angry. He didn't want that. God wanted you to be in love. When I go in my living room right now, I got a cat that loves me. I got 3 children that love me. And I got I got even a guinea pig that loves me. And guess what? I get told I'm loved. I get shown I'm loved. I show my children I love them. And this is because I had a family. You got to live this life to be a part of this life. You can't just be looking at this world from the outside, looking in all the time. You got to be participating. You got to make your stain, make your name, make your way. Exactly. People don't even know if they're male or female. Niggas is losers and lost out here. People are losers and lost out here. People are losers and lost out here, man. They don't know where they're coming or going. They don't know if they man or woman. They don't know if they man or right or wrong. They just lost. And all they know is the programming that they hear. It's sad, man. And so people like me, I come around, it's a breath of fresh air, but y'all might think I'm talking some shit because I'm telling you some shit you ain't never heard before. But this is really the breath of fresh air that your soul was like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you, baby, because I knew something was wrong when I was in church. Keep giving him all my money, and the pastor keeps fucking my cousin, and he keeps dogging me out, and he won't help. I told him my light bill was out. He didn't want to help this and that, but I keep giving him all my money, and my light bill went out because I donated to his bitch ass. Y'all better wake up, man. I see the church destroying the women. I had people steal money out from my house to donate to the church because the church was shaming them for not donating but coming. They used to be like, how you coming but not donating? These motherfuckers are evil. They don't care about you. You think you're gonna buy your way into heaven? That don't do it. God bless y'all, man. You can't buy your way into heaven. You got to earn your way. You got to be righteous. The poorest man is gonna get in heaven before the rich man. It said a rich man has a tougher time getting into heaven through the gates of heaven than he does through the eye of a needle. You know, when you're about to sew an eye and put the eye of the needle, put the needle through the eye, they said that's how hard it is for a rich man to get into heaven. And you know why? The rich man, to get rich, he had to lie, he had to steal, he had to cheat, he had to snake, he had to swindle, he had to shortchange, he had to undercut. He had to underpay. He had to mistreat. He had to abuse. He had to lie. And that's how he became rich and greedy. Because to obtain an excess, you have to short and take from others. There's an essence of greed that comes from wealth and riches. Because you can get your fair share, but when you get more than your fair share and you start adding it and stacking 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 it in there, there's a certain point of greed and and gluttony, which is a sin. So a poor man has an easier time to get into heaven, and a rich man has the tougher time getting to heaven than getting through the eye of a needle. Y'all better wake up. Yeah, God bless Donald Trump. I ain't mad at Trump, but Trump, if you did something to them kids, you have to explain to God. You don't have to explain to me. You have to repent to God, not me. So if those people taught you some shit that they were doing because it's their culture and this and that, and you adopted those ways because you adopted that lifestyle, that's on you and God, my nigga. That ain't on none of us. I don't give a fuck about the Epstein files. The only thing I care about is the kids who suffered, but I can't take back their pain, so can't even worry about that. I suffered child abuse. You can't take my pain away. So only thing we can do about it is move on and live and treat our children right. Live and take care of your children, take care of your family, take care of your responsibility. But if you don't have none, take care of yourself, take care of your community, and do your part. That's all you can do out here, my nigga. Stop worrying about other people in these Trumps and they Epstein files and all that, because they're not going to tell you what you really need to hear, because you can't handle the truth. And just like I'm giving you the truth and you can't handle it, when they give you the Epstein files, you ain't gonna handle that either. You're gonna still watch Oprah. You're gonna still support all the people who been, and you're gonna still be the same person you are today. Stop worrying about things you can't change and change yourself. That's the only thing you can do. Change yourself. It's your big homie, Big Bad A. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for all the support, for those who did, for the few who did, for the 41 likes. Thank y'all for them. I understand I'm a little bit more than y'all expect, and y'all think that your belief system is the only one. That is not how it works. The truth is the truth, because the times only match up. History cannot be refuted. That's why they try to burn the books and burn all the facts, because that's what changes. I mean, that's what is the world. The history, the facts, the data. It's your big homie, Big Bad A. Let's go.